Weight loss solutions are not one size fits all. Hers makes it simpler to get started and stick with a weight loss plan, backed by expert-guided online care that puts your weight loss goals first. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Weird Way Media.
Welcome to Rankin on Bass, an offhand joke that became a podcast that ends today. I am your host, the head elf, Mike White. Joining me is an elf that wants to become a dentist, Mr. Cristachio.
I'm sad. I also don't want to be an elf still. I don't want to make presents.
Also is the man himself, Mr. Snow Miser, Mr. Richard Adam.
Go to him, look upon the newborn king.
Wow.
I heard the song the other day and I'm like, that dude from that one.
From Little Drummer Boy?
Yeah. He sounds like, he should be one of my relatives. But then I practiced and I felt like I can sort of do his voice. Go to him. Right? It's pretty.
I like it.
Look upon the newborn. But I have no gift to bring. Play your drum, you little bastard. Just go. Get out of my sight.
On this podcast, we discuss the works of Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. They covered 39 years of entertainment, and we have talked about just about everything that they've done over those 39 years. As far as what they released to the public, I don't know about the private lives of Rankin and Bass. Let's not even go there, folks. That could be a little scary. But yeah, here we are. We are wrapping up after been doing this for what, 4 years now?
3. It was 3. We started it at the end of the first year of the pandemic, which is fucking crazy. I went and looked, and I feel like I'm speaking for myself here. Like, the pandemic is something that I feel like I've thought about more recently than I had in a while, primarily because of some of the things I've been watching. But this show kind of came out of the pandemic because the three of us were like, we want to do something together to occupy our time. What better way than on November 26th of 2020 to post episode 1, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Rudolph's Shiny New Year, over 3 years ago.
Wow.
I know.
This is our pandemic project.
I guess so.
Coming to an end.
I love how Mike thought it was 4 years ago. It was only 3, but it felt like 4.
I mean, it feels like 5. I mean, it honest to God feels like 5. I have a hard time remembering a lot of stuff before the pandemic at this point. Everything kind of feels framed in a weird pandemic I mean, again, it's like 9/11 for a certain group of people. Oh, wait, I'm in that group. Fuck me. But yeah, 2020. We've been doing this for 3 years. Richard, I feel like after year 1, you wanted this to be done.
Well, you know how it is. It's like, yes, after year 1, I wanted to be done with it. But then by the end of year 2, I felt like we were just getting started.
I'm just getting started.
And now that we're finishing, I wish we were starting all over again.
Well, to that end, I went back and watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original thing that really set us on this path. And amazing to think that was so early in their careers. 1960 was, like we said, the beginning of stuff with that shitty animated little short films of Wizard of Oz.
Oh, God. Oh,
yeah, that hurt a little bit. But then, by 64, they're rocking and rolling here.
Yeah, it's such a, I mean, and the funny thing is, like, obviously it was the first thing that we covered. And I mean, this may even seem like a oh my God moment to the three of us. We actually covered 6 episodes worth of stuff. And then we took a break for 3 months. And didn't post anything. See, Richard doesn't remember, neither did I. We covered Rudolph through Rudolph, essentially. We started with Rudolph, like Mike mentioned, and then we finished with Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. And then we didn't come back for 3 months until March of 2021 to do Leprechaun's Christmas Gold. Because I think we thought naively, we were only doing 6 episodes. But what's funny is, like, Rudolph frames the first and last episode of those 6. And I think we maybe shot ourselves in the foot by covering those things so quickly early on in quick succession, because those are the things that they're known for. Like, even beyond where we were with Rudolph, like Leprechaun's Christmas Gold is not something anyone is going out of their way to talk about in any substantive way.
Had we known, we probably would have started at the beginning, started with that Wizard of Oz stuff and gone all the way up to, what was it? The last one is the Santa. Oh gosh.
You're talking about the Lives and Adventures of Santa Claus, the really weird, like, anime adjacent one with the little creature that follows him around, Tingler.
Right. And there's also, well, I guess actually, I take it back. Santa Baby was 2000. So I guess that's where we would end, was
right.
2000. Oh, wow.
Which we got there anyways.
Yeah. No, we just went all over the map though with this whole thing.
Yeah, but Rudolph, I think for me is still, because I rewatched it since we did our last episode as well. And, like, I don't know, it's so perfect in every way. Like, it's so perfect. Like, and now that I've seen everything, it feels even more just like, I don't know how you guys made this one thing so well, because not saying everything else wasn't well made, but this is kind of perfect. And it's the one that needed to be perfect, and it is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think The Last Dinosaur was perfection for me.
Oh, God.
That movie still rocks my world. And I still think about that stupid theme song. And
the dinosaur taking a rock to the head is still kind of seared in my memory.
I mean, we got to know a lot of Richard Boone on this show. That's for sure. I mean, as much as we had Paul Frees going on and some of the other voice actors, we got a live action Richard Boone and animated Richard Boone. I mean, voice of Smaug as well as some other things. But man, him in that one and the Bushido blade. Oh, so good. Good.
Didn't we ended up covering Last Dinosaur around the same time? I think we did something on your show, The Projection Booth, when we did the Gumball Rally. So we also were seeing a lot of Stephen Keats there for, like, a real weird snap of a moment.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, and I think we may have even been covering Burt Reynolds or not Burt Reynolds, Charles Bronson movies, because we did Death Wish at one point, and he's also in that movie.
Oh, wow.
I think what cracks me up looking back kind of on the feed of our show is I was thinking to myself, like, did we at any point, like, when did we cover our first live action movie. And we covered the first live action movie within the first 10 episodes because you and I did King. That was the one and only time Richard was not on an episode of this show.
Well, we did King Kong Escapes.
Yeah, we did King Kong. I don't remember. I think
do you remember when it was recorded?
It would have probably been recorded sometime in like February of 2021. Yeah, like let's remember that year of fun.
Yeah. So we're still in the pandemic. It's still pre-vaccine. So the government hasn't put the 5G chip.
Ostensibly the worst part of the pandemic. I think 2021 may have been worse than 2020 in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah, because it was a brand new year and it just felt like we were never going to escape.
Yeah. I don't know. I do remember, Richard, because I remember that was around the same time, Mike, that you and I talked about Godzilla versus King Kong. Right. Because that movie had just come out. So we were doing that and we were doing King Kong Escapes. But we covered live action stuff pretty early on, which I'm still, like you mentioned, The Last Dinosaur. I still find it really fun that we did those because they are something that I don't think, and looking now, like haven't really ever been covered by anybody. I think we may be the only people who have ever covered the Ivory Ape Marco, the Sins of Dory. I mean, they're all so wild. I mean, the Bermuda Depths. I mean, Jesus Christ, was the Bermuda Depths the one with the one with Burl Ives?
Is Burl Ives? Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah,
and that's the one with Carl Weathers.
Where he loses his hand to the giant turtle, right?
That's right.
Just kidding.
Something to that effect. Doesn't he
Jack Palance is in there?
Yeah, God. And the funny thing is, like, again, no,
that's the Ivory Ape, the Jack Palance.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you're talking about the Bermuda Depths. Yeah, that was. Carl Weathers, Connie Selica, and you're right, Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And Lee McCloskey, that's who it was, as
of course
Magnus Dens. Magnus,
almost as good as what was Richard Boone's character from The Last Dinosaur? Something Thrust.
It was like Thruster.
Maston Thrust.
Yeah.
So aggressively masculine.
It should have just been called like, Penis Van Erection or something.
Biggest Dickus.
Yeah.
Is it funny to you when I say his name?
Maston Thrust.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is like this show with Rankin on Bass, like, again, we did cover the Christmas stuff, but then we got to cover things that you're imminently into, Mike, with like kaiju movies, with the King Kong stuff. And then we also got to get our Lord of the Rings itch on with the with the Rankin on Bass Lord of the Rings, because I think we did it all in one episode, right?
Yeah. We did both The Hobbit and Return of the King on the same episode.
I think that was the first episode where I used the phrase perfect storm of everything I hate.
Oh, wow. I think I distinctly remember you being less than thrilled that we were having to watch 70s fantasy. Yes, I believe. Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah. I remember you weren't a big fan of The Last Unicorn. I'm still a big fan of that one, but yeah.
Right. It's like I dislike the genre, but I hate the medium through which it's being conveyed to me, and I'm also repulsed by the production design. So here we are.
You didn't have a lot of love. I understand.
So it's also equally funny, and I don't know if you guys remember this kind of interesting piece of information from February of 2022, so about a year ago, until almost the end of last year, October of 2022, all we did was cover live action movies for almost the entire year. We covered just the live action Rankin and Bass movie, which is why you probably love year 3 so much, Richard, or year 2.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that was a year ago. Like, we started almost 2 years ago on those live action ones. The live action ones, at least to me, sometimes had that sort of, chintzy charm to them. It's like, wow, okay, so clearly this was being shot, 2 miles away from Arthur Rankin's vacation home in Bermuda.
literally.
Yeah.
Do it for Arthur.
Yeah. And it was that also that like weird kind of sick erotic thrill where they were trying to be sexy, a little bit. And it's like, oh, these are the same guys that did Frosty, and there was like that whole cognitive disconnect, so I kind of got into that.
Well, I mean, The Sins of Dorian Gray was very sexy. I remember being massively turned on the whole time we were talking about that.
Tony Perkins.
Right. Yeah. That's correct.
they got some stars.
Yeah. Directed by Tony Maylam of all people too. So yeah, what a strange.
I would put out there that really this last year of programming has been scraping that bottom of the barrel and seeing how deep it goes.
Yeah. Looking at year 3, it's kind of like, I don't think we've covered anything that anyone would go to bat for. However, I will take that back. Our dear friend who reached out to us, who I will mention now at the end of this show, our dear friend who goes and moderates the Smokey the Bear Wikipedia fan page. Good for you. Thank you for giving a shit about something that I don't think a lot of other people do, because carrying that torch is hard at times. And
hey, Chris, carrying that torch, really? You're gonna go there?
Oops.
That's pretty dangerous, my friend.
Oh man, my burgeoning career in stand-up just went up in flames.
He just can't stop.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
How many of these fire jokes is he gonna do?
I don't know, Mike. It's getting weird.
I will say, I think for the 3 of us, I can probably speak collectively that the most offensive thing we watched was our 27th episode, courtesy of Daryl Hammond.
The King and I.
The King and I. Oh,
yes.
Oh, and that was this year.
And that one had every opportunity to be one of the best ones because the music was already there. The story was already there. It was like just right there.
Oh, wasn't it?
And then they just like
cute monkeys and things like,
chop sake, some real hard English.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
It really was. It was like taking your favorite plate of food and then just placing just a small curl of dog shit right on the top.
Well, what if I want a big curl?
Well, then I direct you to another special we watched.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right. I actually think The King and I might be the worst thing that we watched for me.
But it was so wildly uneven. Like there were other things that were more like just consistently uninteresting.
Yeah.
You know, and rewardless.
This might be controversial, but I think that Mad World of Monsters, right? The sequel to Mad Monster Party. I think that might have been one of my least favorite things we watched.
I think for me, that's the most disappointing, only because they only did 2 monster things and they both aren't great. And they did such a good job with again, the myriad of Christmas things. I mean, again, like you just mentioned, Richard, the quality of the Christmas stuff does oscillate in and of itself, but I think it's more above a line of quality than any of those Monster Party or Mad Monsters or Mad Monster Parties. I don't think either one of them even verge to the level of like the least successful Christmas thing. I don't know why. Right. Like, seems like a slam dunk. And you know what? I would even go as far as to say, not only do they fuck up Mad Monsters and Mad Monster Party, but then when we covered the comic strip, that was equally as fucking terrible, if not the worst part of that 4-part comic strip. Those like really inane Muppet babies, Universal monsters. Yeah. Ugh. I'm good.
Okay. So it brings me to, I've got like 2 questions, but let me start with this one. I think I know the answer, but I think it needs to be asked of a show that does the deep dive the way we did, where it pretty much was wall to wall. I mean, I don't know that we missed much, if anything. So question would be for the listener, was there a hidden gem? Was there something that you saw that you were like, you know what? If we hadn't done this, I wouldn't have discovered this.
Richard's leaving the door open. Look at this horse shit.
Here comes the sequel.
Look at, he wants more. Richard, if someone reaches out to us and says we missed something, there will be a Rankin on Bass episode beyond this one.
Oh, well, look, I mean, like, hey, that's fine. Look, I'll jump back in this pool any day. But my question is, was there one of the ones that we saw that you're like, that one, people don't know this one, and they should?
We saw all of the television specials. The only things we did not cover, essentially all of the Pinocchio stuff in its entirety, because we only watched a smattering, a handful of episodes.
But that's
Tales of the Wizard of Oz the same way. We never watched, I think we probably mentioned it, but we didn't watch the King Kong show, which is another TV show.
I watched an episode of that.
Right. I think we may have talked about it.
We didn't watch every episode of Osmonds or Jackson 5.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, we didn't watch every episode of their series, but we watched at least one and sampled others just to get a feeling of, okay, we know what this is.
We also didn't see the Tomfoolery show, which is based off of Lewis Carroll and Ogden Nash's works. I think that's like, it's probably similar to other things. And then the other thing we didn't see was Silverhawks, which is and
Thundercats, I think, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but that could be its own fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
Richard, you want to do a Thundercats animated show? Because they did. I mean, that's we technically
did. Avoiding the question. The question is, of the things that we did see, is there one you would recommend that people don't know about?
Oh.
That was the question is.
Oh, I thought you were posing it to them.
Same here. I thought this was for the dear listener.
Is there something that we saw that in our 3 years of searching that we can now bring back to civilization and say, I know you love Rudolph and Frosty and Heat Miser and Winter Warlock, but my God, here's one you don't get to see all the time, and it's worth it.
I already mentioned mine, which was The Last Dinosaur. Unless you're talking about specifically Christmas stuff
or television specials.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's something you could hold your head up and go, you should see this. It is of equal quality to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in its own genre.
Yeah, I think that the life and times of Santa Claus, or life and adventures of Santa Claus, I don't know, like I'd never seen that, and that felt like something worth kind of crowing about. It was weird, had its own sensibilities. It was only an hour. It was like 50 minutes. It had like a really unique sense of like style to it, and again, like it I think is the most like Japanese leaning of all of the Videocraft stuff that they did, and I'm not even sure it is Videocraft. I think it's something else entirely, but it's so weird, and it's also based off of an L. Frank Baum thing, so I don't know, like that for me was kind of like a thing I was surprised by. But I think maybe to Mike's point, any of the live action things I think would be for me like, oh, you should check these out kind of as a whole, as a piece, because you know, that one song about Spaghetti and Marco was pretty good.
Well, it is, Zero Mostel. So,
yep.
Of all of the animagic stuff, I really enjoyed or remember enjoying Here Comes Peter Cottontail. As the one where he's like kind of going around and going through all these different holidays and trying to give away the eggs and all these things. I kind of remember liking that. And I especially remember liking Casey Kasem as Peter Cottontail.
That's right. I was trying to remember which one had Casey Kasem. That's the same one that has Vincent Price. Yeah.
January Q Irontail.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, I will say, I'm glad that we finally got to see ones that I really have never heard anybody talk about, like the Mouse on the Mayflower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Hi, everybody. I bet you're wondering who I am. That, for me, is like that was part number one and parcel of us realizing, like, this is the thing that they're going to do a lot. Because we covered Mouse on the Mayflower, I want to say, in the first year of doing the show, because that was what we did for Thanksgiving in 2021. Because I was out of town when we recorded it. I remember I was sitting in Arizona recording it, and I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking weird. It's still one of the weirdest ones because of like just. I don't know, Thanksgiving, like it's weird, the holiday, because they, like, now that we look back on it, they did every holiday. Every single holiday for the most part, other than I guess Valentine's Day. They never did like a Valentine's Day specific thing.
Yeah, that's right. Which is very odd because you would think they would have that little cherub. I'm wondering I bet you're wondering why I'm here.
Right.
This is about me. I'm St. Valentine's little friend.
Right. Yeah. Here's the story of St. Valentine, and they just show him getting murdered.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why again, they really went far to the bottom of the barrel with the Christmas stuff. I mean, something like Nestor, the long-eared Christmas donkey, they made that, but they didn't.
Depressing.
Oh God! And then Nestor's mom froze to death, defending his dead body. Her dead body provided the warmth for him at night. Wow, special. That's horrifying.
Bad on the outside.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, right. And a Happy New Year.
I think that the one I would choose is Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Oh, okay.
With Ethel Merman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Cowgirl.
Yeah. I think it went on a little long, but it kind of had a lot of spirit and creativity, and they put a lot of money into it, and it looked like and it was a very lush production. And I remember thinking, okay, this one's close. This one's close.
That had a lot of great voice talent in that as well. I mean, they all had great voice talent, but of course you got your Mickey Rooney coming back as Santa Claus, but then like Thurl Ravenscroft as Genie of the Ice Scepter. And one of many, Shelley Winters, right? She was in multiple of those, I believe.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mrs. Claus. Well,
then, so Chris, we were just talking about Alan Sues on the Foul Play episode, and here he was a Scratcher. Yeah. Just camping it up, let's say.
Wait, was Alan Sues in Foul Play?
Yeah. No, I take it back. He was in Oh Heavenly Dog.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like,
a very odd point, and he comes back as a cat for no good reason. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very coded gay cat.
Not coded.
They thought they were being clever, but it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you don't need an Enigma machine to figure that one out.
No.
Alan Sues was the closeted secret gay that was in the 70s on TV that was the closest. Like at a certain point, he was pretty much just going, I have sex with men. and it was like, he's so eccentric.
It was like him, Paul Lynde, and then Charles Nelson Riley, I think. And maybe the guy that was, what was that guy's name? Waylon, what's his name with Madam? I think he was somewhere in that.
Yeah.
Waylon
he was on that spectrum
yeah.
of what's going on here.
How nice it is that you could think of a decade and there's just 4 gay people and no lesbians either.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry. What am I hearing? Is that all there were then, Mike?
That's all that there were, 4 gay guys. And that was it.
Well, then what about the Village People?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about Liberace too. Village People.
Wait, what?
That was a cop. That was a construction worker. There was a policeman.
An indigenous person?
Indigenous person?
Which is not a profession, by the way.
I don't think that any... No, that's true. I don't think that any of those gentlemen were anything but heterosexual. I saw Can't Stop the Music. I know that they were all hot for Valerie Perrine.
All right. So back to Rankin on Bass.
Speaking of Cupid, I actually might want to amend my answer a little bit. I enjoyed that Jack Frost special.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of Jack Frosts. Like there was animated Jack Frost and that one that Andy Griffith did with Frosty. But then there was also, that animagic Jack Frost was pretty good. And I remember the animagic being really strong in that one.
Yeah, that was the one with Robert Morse as Jack Frost, and then it was Paul Frees as the greatest villain in I think all of these. Kubla Kraus. You remember that shit?
Oh,
that wasn't that the guy? That was the guy with the puppet on his hand. No.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he was very Meister Burger.
Well,
yeah.
Voiced by, I think, the person who their involvement in any project that we talked about made it way better, which is Paul Frees. Good. I mean, he's the MVP of this show through and through because anytime he was on anything, he made it better. And you can always pick his voice out every time.
You guys are forgetting that Jack Frost was narrated by Buddy Hackett.
Oh yeah, God. No, because that was the one that had the most.
He's the groundhog.
Yeah, the most ham-fisted one. Yeah, pardon me, Pete the groundhog. I bet you're wondering why I'm talking about Jack Frost. I think we all are.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't go for Flight of Dragons.
Because of James Gregory.
Yes.
Hey, Bond, look at all those dragons.
Wasn't the guy Jack Tripper?
John Ritter.
Wasn't he like the main guy in that one?
I think so. Yeah, that's right. Wow. It has like Victor Buono. Yep.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones as well. Yeah, it has a lot of people, and Paul Frees and Bob McFadden and Don Messick. So like that even had like all of the people too. I don't remember that one as well as I would like to for whatever reason. Like that one kind of feels distant. Flight of the Dragons does.
Yeah.
You guys, these all feel distant. I don't remember any of these.
Are you still stuck in Toad Hall and thinking about The Wind in the Willows?
I consumed, I processed, I spoke, and then it was immediately out of my mind. And I was out of my mind.
Wow. Which was Willie McBean and his magic machine the one with the talking monkey?
Yes, I think it was.
the Hispanic monkey?
Yes.
The really racist monkey.
Racist choices in that movie, yeah.
Well, I don't think a monkey was being racist. I think the existence of the monkey was evidence of racism on someone else's part.
The monkey's name was Pablo the monkey.
Yeah,
I love when someone's name has to be its genus.
Right. Juan Valdez the monkey. Wow, movie. You're really trying there, huh?
I mean, that one was actually kind of similar to that Peter Cottontail one because they go through all these different historical things, right? There's like Christopher Columbus and Custer and all these horrible historical figures.
Yeah. Edie Amin, Pol Pot. Yeah. That'd be the version that I would watch.
And we remember that when they ended up with Henry Kissinger and they're just like hanging out with him for a while. It's like, we must wage war on Chile.
Hermie the elf was like, I don't want to make toys, but I'll make bombs.
Good. My plan is working.
Hey, man. Hey. And that's the Animagic special we never saw. An Animagic special through the history of the United States.
So I have another question, and that is, they did so much live action, 2D animation, long form TV series. They did specials. They did animated feature releases. They did a lot of stuff. We did not love a giant portion. I mean, I think when the dust settles, the ones that are still known are the best ones. Mm-hmm. And there aren't a lot of missing classics. So I want to kind of, which is kind of weird. So what I want to do is figure out what their contribution to our culture is at its best. I think the answer is pretty obvious, but I would say the technique of animagic and the skill they brought to that style of animation, which I don't think anyone else has done. And that was the stuff. I know that we watched things where we said, this was pretty good. I wish it had been animagic, because if it had been, it might rank up there with the classics. What do you guys think?
As far as their contribution, I mean, yeah, they've contributed to so much pop culture. I mean, I think about all the parodies that there have been of Rankin and Bass stuff. I mean, you can say right
there,
to Elf, but there were also on Saturday night, was it Saturday? No, it was Mad TV. There was a whole series of Animagic style specials where it was like a pack of gifts now, which was a takeoff on Apocalypse Now. There was the Rainfather, I believe it was, where it was the Godfather, and I think it might have mixed in some Goodfellas. But yeah, there were a few of those, and they were freaking fantastic. But the other thing that I don't think we talk about, we've talked about it on the show, but we don't talk about it in general too much, is the use of the Japanese studios and the co-creation of things with Japan. Because if you look at those production companies, production credits for so many of their things, they're dealing with Japanese animation. And I think that their involvement in that helped really kind of bolster some of the anime and these things, and just have this idea. I mean, The Simpsons have been animated from, I think it's Korea, since almost the very beginning. So this whole idea of like using other countries and having partnerships with other countries to do this animation, it was very smart. And I think that they were one of the first companies to do it.
And I think for me to look at it, I think just more specifically the Christmas stuff, I think they also helped really in a way that's kind of hard to, I mean, they took someone else's music in a lot of ways, like Johnny Marks, they took his song, but they catalyzed that song into something that I think is now tangible for everyone. I mean, a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song is one thing, but now it's been turned into a thing. That thing is everywhere. I mean, especially right now, this time of the year when we're recording this, it being Christmas time, you can't go out and not see Rankin and Bass Rudolph. I mean, Rudolph alone. Everything else, I mean, Bumble and stuff aside, but I think they helped create a group of characters for a group of people or a generation of people that has continued to persist and inform the way people think about at least American holidays. And I think that they created, I mean, to your point, Mike, like, yes, it is a joint project between American and Japanese production companies, but ultimately, I think they helped create and really, in a way that, you know, Europeans have had it for a much longer time, but we as a country are much younger. This is a piece of modern mythology that Rankin and Bass helped create that is never going to disappear because of the universality of it. Because yes, there are Rankin and Bass things that have to do with religion and Jesus and Little Drummer Boy and all that stuff. But Rudolph doesn't. At the end of the day, Rudolph is about being different. And what does that mean? And what does it mean to be different at the holidays? And that question gets answered several times in the special, which I think is important, especially at the time of the year where I think it's hard to be different or want different things, especially if you're someone who's single at the holidays by choice or by design, or someone who doesn't want to have kids at the holidays and it's just you and your partner at the holidays and you don't want to go to see your family, which would make you different. I mean, I think Rudolph is the most important thing Rankin and Bass ever did. I think it sets a stage for things to come, but it also really crystallizes Santa Claus, Rudolph, and I think a commonly accepted concept of Christmas that's been reinforced with other modern contemporary Christmas classics like Elf, which, like you mentioned, Mike, it's no fucking surprise that they have that in there. Because Jon Favreau, for whatever reason, I'm sorry, everybody jerking off J.J. Abrams, Jon Favreau has done more for pop culture in the last 40 years than most people have. 30 years, I guess. And I mean, I just rewatched Iron Man, and I kind of wish it had just been that movie. And I feel the same way about Elf. Like, every time I watch Elf, I'm genuinely shocked at the ability to make that movie as good as it is, and it be something that people are still talking about 20 years later. And Rankin and Bass did the same thing with the basic idea of Christmas.
Well, and that was and it was part parody, part salute, and sort of tip of the hat when they had that small animated sequence that was so reminiscent of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It was like, we're trying to make a Christmas classic. We're tipping our hat to the Christmas classic of our childhood that we loved. It was very affectionate, that little acknowledgement.
And Will Ferrell interacts with those characters too, which we've never had seen in anything else. We see a human interacting with these, these Videocraft, Rankin and Bass style characters, which again also felt, like you said, like a tip of the hat, like a even more explicit tip of the hat.
Did you guys see the, I don't know if you were big fans of the show Community. I was a big fan of that show, and one of their Christmas episodes was basically animagic. It was stop motion claymation, but it was clearly using these Rankin Bass specials as a jumping off point to tell a more sort of psychologically adult story of alienation on Christmas. But they, in that same way that Elf did, they kind of touched on all of the things we remember from the Rankin Bass specials. So I think you're right that that sort of aesthetic had such a deep impact on my generation and younger generations too, that it does crop up. You do see references and people know what it is, even if they don't really know the specials. You see that kind of production design on a commercial or something, and somewhere back in your brain it says, oh, that means Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Rudolph is a tangible character because Rankin and Bass made Rudolph a tangible character. Rudolph was just an illustration up until that point, and then all of a sudden Rudolph is singing and dancing, and again, like, it's just, Rankin and Bass, I think there's a universe where they didn't stumble into the Johnny Marks Rudolph music and didn't do anything with it, and someone else did, but Rankin and Bass still made the things that they made. And I don't think we'd be doing that show. We'd be doing a show about whatever that company is that did it. But Rankin and Bass were the ones that got it, and that was all it took. I mean, Santa Baby exists because of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I mean, it like, everything comes from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is crazy. But at the same time, like, better to have that than have never had anything at all, I guess. And a TV show that I like even did a Videocraft thing, Tacoma FD, which is a pretty silly show made by the guys who did Super Troopers. They did a Christmas episode, and they have a character that looks like the Burl Ives snowman with someone doing a Burl Ives voice. And it's just like, again, like, there you go. Like, even they are paying lip service to something that clearly represents their a perception of Christmas to them.
What's surprising to me is that the three that I really like, and that they're part of that, the DVD set that is sort of the classic Rankin Bass ones. I love Rudolph, but then I also love The Year Without a Santa Claus and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The Year Without a Santa Claus is the Heat Miser, Snow Miser special. And then the other one is the Winter Warlock, played by Keenan Wynn. And Mickey Rooney is doing the voice of Saint Nicholas or
that's
Burgermeister.
Kris Kringle.
Yeah, that's the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, right?
It's the one where it's put one foot in front of the other.
Right. Oh yeah, that's one.
That's Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other one is Year Without a Santa Claus is the Burgermeister, or not Burgermeister. That's the Snow Miser and Heat Miser.
Snow Miser, Heat Miser.
Right. Not as good as that live action version of it, though.
Oh my God!
With,
Jesus
Eddie Griffith and Chris Kattan, was that?
Oh, I forgot about that completely. Jesus, you're giving me like Vietnam style flashbacks. Oh my God!
But in my mind, those were all those were the first three, and then everything after that was a slow roll down the hill. But they weren't. It was 64 was Rudolph. Santa Claus is Coming to Town wasn't until 1970, 6 years later, after which they'd done 6 or 7 others that aren't in heavy rotation. And then The Year Without a Santa Claus was in 74, 4 years after that, after another run of specials that are largely not available, not in heavy rotation, not in our collective memory.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about that live action one because it had John Goodman in it as Santa Claus.
It wasn't, I think there was another one too, which was I think there was the Animagic one, which was official. I think there was the live action one, and I think there was an animated one too.
Well, we covered that pretty early on. That was the 5th thing that we covered, and I think that was the same time because I know we covered that John Goodman Santa movie at some point, but that was the Miser Brothers Return, which was like that was like 2008, and that was like a proper sequel to the original Year Without a Santa Claus. And I think it had Mickey Rooney and it had George S. Irving. I remember that much. So yeah, the early stuff I had to really go back and kind of familiarize myself with because it has been so long. And it might shock you to believe, folks, that we watch a lot of stuff and forget a lot of stuff too, because that's what happens when you watch a lot of new stuff all the time, is you tend to just push all the old stuff that you don't have to remember constantly out. So
all right. So now what are your top 3 songs?
Songs.
The best ones, because obviously we're a couple of misfits. That's huge. For me, that might be number 1. But then I also really Put One Foot in Front of the Other. Put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, it's a great song.
And that's from the other one. And then of course the, I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
I mean, that's the one, right?
That's the jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those would definitely be 3 in my top 5 of their songs, because I'll tell you, the ones with the best songs are the ones we remember. The ones that we don't like as much don't have songs that lodge themselves into your cerebral cortex and refuse to leave.
They tried a lot, though. I mean, that I think is that. I mean, to answer your question, Richard. Specifically, I would agree with those 3. I mean, there are other ones that I would have to sit and think about, but I think it might go to the point of they were always chasing those songs as a thing.
Yeah,
because. Yeah, We're Just a Bunch of Misfits is a great song, but they really never hit those notes again. After those early specials, not much.
I don't know. I got to disagree. Where there's a whip, there's a way. And Rodo of the Nine Fingers that was a banger too.
Oh God. There was another one where it was just like that. Was it the live action movies? They just kept doing the same theme song over and over again. It felt like
they did a lot. Yeah, they would do that a lot.
Last dinosaur. Yeah, it was just like very like, yeah.
Last Dinosaur song was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Richard, I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention that song from the Pinocchio special that we just watched.
The one that I liked.
Yeah.
There was one. There was
dancing.
Yeah. Dancing. I am dancing. Should be dancing.
I don't think that's the way the song goes.
Or something. I don't know. It was kind of like that one stayed with me a little while. So
only about a week, it would seem, though.
Yeah. It didn't dancing.
Oh yeah, remember when we took that foray into the Jackson 5? That was
boy.
Talking about talking monkeys and absolute nonsense. Jesus Christ.
Chris, that's pretty racist.
Oh,
pretty racist, Chris.
Wow. Fuck you guys. There was a literal talking monkey in that cartoon, wasn't there?
His name is Michael Jackson.
Jesus Christ.
His name was Bubbles.
Yeah. Was it
Chris.
a talking monkey or a talking snake?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Remember
there
that?
were like are you thinking of all the animals that lived in Santa Baby, the pet shop?
Oh, is that what I'm thinking of? Also equally just as unfortunately racist.
I think they had mice and a snake, Rosie the Crusher.
That's what it was.
Right. The mice were Ray and Charles.
That's what it was. Okay, Ray and Charles.
Yeah.
Not Monkey the cat.
Right. As opposed to the Osmonds who had, what was it, a dog that followed them around?
But none of those things talk to them. I'm just conflating all of these things that had talking animals because that was the other thing that all of these things seem to have was music, misfit people having problems with height or noses or other things, and then tons of talking animals.
Big ears were a problem. They were a problem.
Especially Baby
Frosties.
New Year.
Yeah.
The Frosty, I'm sorry, Rudolph's Shining New Year. Yeah, Baby New Year.
That abomination upon the face of Christ, the Baby New Year.
Yeah. Versus the incredible large vulture voiced by Paul Frees.
That's right. The incredible fly. Yeah. Oh my God. The flying. Look at that cat. That cat's not having any of it. Your cat's not having any of it today.
He loves it.
What was that the one with the vulture? Yeah, because the vulture kidnaps the baby and flies away with it.
Right. As opposed to the whale with the clock on the side of it named Big Ben, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of these, man. Like, I mean, not just at the holidays. Sometimes I remember I was working at Blockbuster and I would find the VHS tapes and I'd throw them in. It's like, I haven't seen this in forever. Let's watch, Rudolph's Shining New Year and check out this giant sperm whale.
When my kids were little, excuse me, my oldest, Owen, that was the one that always got played. Owen's top choice was Rudolph's Shiny New Year. And I'm like, why are we watching that one? Of all of them, really? That's the choice.
Good man.
And Owen was like, Dad, I want to watch Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
Is that how your kid talks?
That's how he talked. Now Owen talks like this. Dad, can we watch Rudolph's Shiny New Year?
I feel like if he asked you that now, you would probably start crying.
Yes.
We can.
Because I don't want to watch it again.
I've seen it too many times. That was also the one with the clock man, right? And the camel with the clock at his side. It was all about time.
Yeah.
Well, wait, how many animals had clocks in their sides?
Yeah, and the camel had a great voice too. I think, we're gonna go find Baby New Year.
Yeah, that is correct. I remember the obnoxious camel, his name was Quart.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
3:45.
Yeah. I think
I'm the great 3:45.
I'm pretty sure that was Paul Frees, wasn't it?
It could be. I thought for sure that Paul Frees was that vulture.
It begs the question, did these guys know what they were doing?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Or did the horse run away with the cart and they spent the rest of their career, at least in terms of those kinds of specials, just trying to go, okay, wait, why did people like Rudolph? Okay, put in a thing.
That's what I'm asking, man.
Wow. Paul Frees did Santa Claus, General Ticker, Aeon the Terrible, who's the vulture, Humpty Dumpty, and the Great Quarter Past Five. I was an hour off. Apologies.
But that's the camel, quarter past 5,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Richard, I genuinely do think that some of this just like got away from them. You can never really, I mean, you can prepare for this kind of success, but this was a level of success that with that Rudolph special that like, I do think they were just constantly trying to chase. And I mean, again, they went back to the well so many times. I mean, even having Rudolph's Shiny New Year, you know, I don't know. Like, I mean, again, for as good as a lot of those things are, a lot of it does just feel like they were constantly trying to get back to just, can we just do Rudolph one more time? Can we just have that one more time? We'll however many talking animals do you need? We'll put them in this. We'll put the music in this. It's just like, you know, to have had it once, you had it once. And like most people most people don't make a impact on pop culture the way Rankin and Bass did for as many people as they have. Like most people don't even get one person, let alone this entire, again, like you mentioned, generation of people. So
multiple generations. I mean, I don't know how long a generation goes, but I mean, Chris, you and I definitely aren't in the same. Richard, you and I probably are.
I think they call a generation 65 years.
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck. It's all
it's just been one generation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, again, like you can go see this Rankin and Bass stuff at Five Below, which is a pretty popular like $5 kind of like Dollar Tree store. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but they have plenty of Rankin and Bass branded stuff. I mean, I've seen Bumble, I've seen Rudolph, I've seen T-shirts with Rudolph on them, like little like books for kids and stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, like I think that these things are around forever, if not like literally. I'm saying like they will outlive us. There will come a day where the three of us are long dead, and the next day someone in Laos or Cambodia is printing Rudolph on a T-shirt to be sent to a store in, you know, Dubuque, Iowa, to be put in a $5 store, and some kid buys it and wears it for Christmas. Like that will happen because I think these are so ubiquitous. And like, tell me another interpretation of Rudolph, please. Like it literally is confined almost solely to Rankin and Bass. So yeah, the Rudolph cereal. Like again, you don't make that if people don't know what that is. So
right.
Okay, and this was 60 years ago. 1964.
And it's on the shelves right now.
Cereal is 60 years old.
Because this was they had some left over. They had a couple boxes.
Wow.
So they put them out.
They were like, "What is this guy doing?
We found them in our warehouse."
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird.
Does anyone have the earliest version of Rudolph, which is different? The earliest version does not have the Misfit song. It has fame and fortune, and it was a whole different thing. It was not the Misfit song. And not only that, they don't go back to the Island of Misfit Toys at the end. Right. And the viewer outcry was so great that they had to go back and reanimate a couple years later Santa going back and rescuing. And to do that, they had to cut out the part where Yukon Cornelius, for the third time, tosses his pickaxe in the air. It comes down. He picks it up. He licks it, which we've seen him do, and we don't know why he's doing it. And that's when he goes, "It's what I've been searching for my entire life. A peppermint mine." So there are two different versions of Rudolph out there for the purist.
I think that's on the Criterion disc, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check TVD Beaver.
Kino Lorber put that one out yet?
Right, yeah.
They're going to ask you guys to...
No, Tim Lucas did the audio commentary for it.
Yeah, he's already way ahead on the the curve. I would be curious if these will ever get a proper release, because I mean they have been put out in these like cheapo box sets that you can find at Walmart. I know that because the last time I was there I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, like again, like you can buy this still. So I would like a better version of this to be put out by somebody. At least Rudolph, A Year Without Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I think those three deserve some sort of upscale or something if they can be. I mean,
well, there is a nice looking set. It's a 3 Blu-ray set with Rudolph, Frosty, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And it has an extra on there called The Animagic World of Rankin Bass, It's an all new documentary. This is from
last year.
Literally, that was my next question. Has there ever been a documentary made? And you just, I didn't even have to ask. You answered my thought. Mike, you're amazing.
But the problem is it's Frosty the Snowman. That's my point is like, I don't think they've served the 3 correct ones is more my point. I would like to see the 3 ones that are actually, because I'm sorry, but this might be a controversial opinion. I find Frosty the Snowman to be the dumbest fucking character out of the main line ones, because I do not resonate with that character, and I find that character to have very little interest around him. They don't do anything particularly interesting with the character other than him just, Jackie Vernon going, "Happy birthday," which is fine.
What more do you want, man? He was born today.
I want a lot more is my point, me personally, which is, like I said, why it doesn't resonate with me. But I think Santa Claus is coming to town and A Year Without Santa Claus and Rudolph are the ones, because like even the animation style of Frosty, I don't think anyone here is going to say, well, it's Rankin and Bass's animation is what they're known for. No, not really. Not really at all, frankly.
I mean, maybe that era of The Hobbit and The Last Unicorn, like that's very different style, but yeah.
Look upon the newborn king. I'm just going to do that. I really, whenever I feel it, I'm going to say it.
Well, fellas, it has been a wild 3 years, and I really appreciate us all going on this journey, whether we did it willingly or reluctantly. We did it. We made the trip, and this has been a lot of fun.
What the lesson I learned is be careful of the offhand jokes you make.
You never know who's listening.
Yeah. And, I might go over to Abby Stabby and be like, hey, I'd like to commission some artwork, please. And then go over to the Great Octopus and say, I'd like some theme music for this Rankin and Bass adventure we're doing. And they both said, yeah, sounds good. So they turned it over, and I've been thanking them ever since. And thank you guys for going on this trip with me.
Thank you both for placating my stupidity of taking what Richard said and taking it to the worst and most fun for the 3 of us direction. I had a great time.
We're the Misfits. We went on a journey. We avoided the Bumble. We met Yukon Cornelius, and we made it back home.
It's true. Well, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah. So the next time you hear the 3 of us, I'm taking over the hosting chair because we're talking about James Bond, baby. However, you can only find it on Patreon. So yeah, that's where you can go to find us beyond this.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and I, we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.